こんにちは、皆さん。今日、私たちは日本語を勉強しています。Hello, everyone. Today we are studying Japanese. If you have any questions, then feel free to stop and ask me at any time. Let's get started. Ichi, ni, san, yan, go. Ichi, ni, san, yan, go. Ichi, ni, san, yan, go.
彼らは誕生日パーティーでケーキを食べています。
彼らは誕生日パーティーでケーキを食べています。食べて、誕生日、Let's see, symbol for language. I don't know, maybe you can think of this as a hanging pinata or something, I don't know. And we've seen that word in some symbols before. We've seen this when I'm talking about like bongo, like counting symbols. We've seen this symbol used in that. I've also seen this symbol used for day words. Let's see, carrera.
彼らは仮装パーティーに行きます。
彼らは仮装パーティーに行きます。行きます。仮装。彼ら
はビーチパーティーで踊っています。
彼らはビーチパーティーで踊っています。彼ら踊って。オレンジは果物の一種です。一種。Remember, this is supposed to be something about like type of object or type of something. Issue, Japanese to English. Issue. Kind, species, variety. Orange wa kudamono no issue desu. Kudamono issue. So that's for that one. Ringo wa kudamono no issue desu. Kudamono issue.
リンゴは果物の一種です。
And then オレンジは果物の一種です。
オレンジは果物の一種です。
ズボン、スカートは服の一種です。服、一種。
スカートは服の一種です。
ズボンは服の一種です。服、一種。
ズボンは服の一種です。彼女は昼ごはんにスープとサンドイッチを食べています。彼女は昼ごはんにスープとサンドイッチを食べています。
彼女は昼ごはんにスープとサンドイッチを食べています。She has soup and sandwich for lunch. I noticed they use ni for this, so I was kind of wondering if they're implying like lunch as in lunchtime, or just is this one of the lunch period, or彼女は昼ごはんにスープとサンドイッチを食べています。食べて昼ごはん。
彼はデザートは食べましたが、サラダは食べませんでした。彼はデザートは食べましたが、サラダは食べませんでした。彼はデザートは食べましたが、サラダは食べませんでした。
食べましたが、
彼はデザートは食べましたが、サラダは食べませんでした。彼はデザートは食べましたが、サラダは食べませんでした。
でした is to be able to, isn't it? So, サラダ食べませんでした。Let's see. でした。 食べませんでした。did not eat でした。Let's see. でした。conjugator. Oh, desta is a past polite of des. That's right. So it's not to be able to. It's des is when something's true. So they did do something in the past, or they did not do something in the past. So they're just stating it. Okay. So彼はデザートは食べま、彼はデザートは食べましたか？サラダは食べませんでした。
彼女はデザートにチョコレートを食べています。彼女はデザートにチョコレートを食べています。
彼女はデザートにチョコレートを食べています。彼女食べて
彼らは昼ご飯を作っています。
服 that symbol and that symbol makes it. And then okay, that's not the same symbol.
彼らは昼ご飯を作っています。
彼らは昼ご飯を作っています。昼ご飯作って彼ら
私たちは夕ご飯を作っています。私たちは夕ご飯を作っています。
私たちは夕ご飯を作っています。夕ご飯私たち作って
私は朝ごはんを作っています。
私は朝ごはんを作っています。私、朝ごはん作って
飛行機に乗るにはパスポートを持っ ていなければいけません。飛行機に乗るにはパスポートを持っていなければいけません。
飛行機。
飛行機に乗るにはパスポートを持っていなければいけません。飛行機に乗るにはパスポートを持っていなければいけません。飛行機に乗るにはパスポートを持っていなければいけません。飛行機に乗るにはパスポートを持っていなければいけません。
I'm going to look up Niwa again. Niwa, Japanese to English. It's the wrong Niwa. Niwa. JLPTN3. By the way this N system works, if you're curious, is N5 is sort of seen as like the most essential words to learn. N4 is like the second most essential words to learn. And this is both on how to pronounce them and how to write them, both their hiragana, katakana, and kanji. And it goes all the way down to N1. If I understand it correctly, like a college-educated person would probably know up to N2 or something like that. Would have N2 down pat. And basically, once you start getting down to N2 and N3, you can understand most of what's in a newspaper, basically. For the purpose of, in order to, Niwa. Watashi wa sono koza o kaiyaku suru ni wa dou shitara ii ka? What should I do in order to close the account? I've never seen that translation of Niwa before. See, there is really no difference with the normal use of the scope type of particle wa, except that with Niwa and dewa and towa and any other combination, the scope of the sentence expands to include the particle itself. I will use scope to mean topic here. Personally, I prefer the former, but most people are used to the latter. The example sentence you choose might not be the best to illustrate the difference, since the first is a classic example of a sentence lacking a scope. This is the type of sentence used for showing existence, possession, phenomenon. Toshokan ni Toshokan ni hon ga aru. There are books in the library. Aru being the plain version of arimasu. Toshokan ni hon ga aru. Or ame ga futte iru. It's raining. Iru being the plain version of imasu. So in the interest of better tackling your question, let's change the example sentence. Watashi wa kare to awanakata. Watashi wa kare to wa awanakata. Watashi wa is in parentheses because it could easily be left out, okay? This is what is known as implied scope in Japanese. As you know, if the scope is understood by all parties, you have the option of leaving it out entirely. So let's break down these two sentences. You see first, while in the first sentence there's only one scope, the second one actually has two. Watashi wa kare to awanakata. Scope implied I. Statement didn't meet with him. Oh. Awanakata. Okay. Then watashi wa kare to wa awanakata. Other outer scope implied I. Inner scope explicit with him. Statement didn't meet. Now, as for what effect this has, the wa often adds a hint of comparison or contrast. As Rupert Combs mentioned, while both of the above sentences translate to I didn't meet with him, the second hints that although you didn't meet with him, you may have met with someone else. Putting into a diagram, the second sentence looks like this. Okay, kare to awanakata. Wait, awanakata. Or Hoga no Dare koto? Okay. The dash screen out of it signifies the implied outer scope, and the solid purple of the inner rectangle signifies the explicit defined inner scope. Let's consider another pair of examples using ni and ni wa. Okay, this should help. Kanojo wa yoro. Yoro. That's Yoruba. Kanojo wa Yoruba ni iku. Scope she. Statement will go to Europe. Versus Kanojo wa Yoropu ni wa iku. Outer scope she. Inner scope Europe. Statement will go. Both of these sentences say she will go to Europe, but the one with the to versus to wa example. But as with the to versus to wa example above, the second, by using the ni wa, hints at the fact that while she will go to Europe, She may not go to somewhere else, say the Middle East. So using niwa instead of ni implies contrasting something. Admittedly, this is a tough one for people coming from English-speaking backgrounds, since in English we might use only information to mark the difference by stressing the contrast. Let's see. Kare to awa nakata. I didn't meet with him. Kare to wa awa nakata. I didn't meet with him. Or she will go to Europe. Or she will go to Europe. Of course, the above stresses may not be natural in every situation, but they should hint at how English and Japanese handle these situations differently. So in this example, now that we know a little more about niwa, hikoki ni noru ni wa hikoki ni noru ni wa pasporto o motte pasporto o motteいなければいけません。So let's see, I believe, let's see, いなければ, is that from 行く? Iなければ, if you don't have, so what's the root word of that? I na kereba. I know kereba is usually the negative provisional conditional. Oh, so the root word is iru. Oh, so this is just immerse in the provisional conditional tense. And there's no polite version of it, there's only, so iru, to exist, aka can mean to have as well. I think it's because we're talking about a person having it, they use based it off of iru and not aru. So hikoki ni noru ni wa passport o motte inakereba ikemasen. So I wonder if it's niwa because we're contrasting the having something versus not having something. So I wonder if that's why they use niwa. How do you use wa, nitote, and niwa? Niwa and dewa. Might be interesting. The wa is used for topic markers in Japanese. One other aspect of wa is that it's often used for comparison and contrasting statements. This is confusing since comparison and contrast is often not specifically stated. Atame ga itai toki wa kono kusuri o nande kudasai. Please use this medicine in case you get a headache. The atama ga itai toki is followed by the particle wa. So atama ga itai toki, the case of your head hurting. Itai is the word used for pain generally. Sort of like ow. The implementation here is that there is a contrast between the case of your head hurts and when it does not. So, compared to the time when you don't have a headache, please take this pill in the case you do have a headache. So, head hurt, in the case of head hurting, wa, then kono kutsuriya o. This is like the sentence inside the sentence we were studying before, where using things like koto to talk about the concept of things. Well, here we just have a sentence and then wa, and then like an outer sentence surrounding that. So atama ga itai toki is the inner sentence, and then wa kono kutsuri o nande kudasai is the outer sentence. So how would you use niwa, a combination of the particles ni and wa? Niwa is used to emphasize parts of a sentence. As mentioned before, wa is used for comparison, contrasting a part of the sentence. Let's use an example sentence from before, but use niwa instead this time. Okay. 頭が痛い時にはこの薬を飲んでください. Please take this medicine only when you have a headache. The phrase conveys nearly the same meaning, but the sentence puts more emphasis and restrictions on the conditions described before ni wa. So the emphasis that you should only take this medicine in case of a headache. Ni wa strictly limits the part of the sentence that comes before it, since it combines the topic marker wa with ni, which determines time and place. Oh, that's a... Yeah, that's important. Let's read that again. The phrase conveys nearly the same meaning, but this sentence puts more emphasis and restrictions on the conditions described before ni wa. So this emphasis that you should only take this medicine in the case of a headache, ni wa strictly limits the part of the sentence that comes before it, since it combines the topic marker wa with ni, which determines time and place. So you talk about this topic, and then you use ni for this particular topic, and then you use ni saying when this occurs, aka when this time occurs. So that's how it gets sort of, ni wa in that sentence gets the only implication, while the other one, when it was just wa, we're just saying, you can take this if you have this happen. But so I think that's what's happening here. It's hikoki ni noru, or getting on the plane. So the sentence is going to be talking about it, and it's ni wa and not wa, meaning this will only happen if the following happens, and the following being passporto o motte. Passporto o motte inakereba. Basically, if you have the passport, and then, okay, if you don't have the passport, actually is what it is. If you don't have the passport, then ikemasen. It's not possible. What's not possible? That's up here. Getting on to the plane. Okay. I think I understand ni wa a lot better than I did before. So, hikoki ni noru ni wa passporto o motte inakereba ikemasen. Hikoki naru motte.
デザートを食べる前にサラダを食べなければいけません。デザートを食べる前にサラダを食べなければいけません。デザートを食べる前にサラダを食べなければいけません。デザートを食べる前にサラダを食べなければいけません。 デザートを食べる前にサラダを食べなければいけません。
If I remember correctly, I know some statements we would have like the verb followed by nomae, meaning to say that before this verb, but other statements, for grammatical reasons, they sometimes drop the no. But I think it still has the same like context as like taberu mae versus taberu no mae. I think it still means grammatically the same thing. It's just it's not proper grammar to use no in this, but for this particular verb with mae, from how I understand it.
デザートを食べる前にサラダを食べなければいけません。
Or it's either not grammatically correct or it's just not necessary, and it is grammatically correct. But that's what I've noticed pattern-wise. It gets used like that.
デザートを食べる前にサラダを食べなければいけません。デザートを食べる前にサラダを食べなければいけません。デザートを食べる前にサラダを食べなければいけません。デザートを食べる前にサラダを食べなければいけません。
デザートを食べる前にサラダを食べなければいけません。前食べなければいけません。So let's see. Here we're talking about the action of the デザートを食べる前, and then ni we're talking about so this is before eating, and then of what then this noun right here, desato. So before eating dessert, what's before eating dessert? Sarada o tabe nakareba ikimasen. If you don't eat the salad, you don't have the option for that statement of if you don't eat the salad, aka you have to eat the salad. So you have to eat the salad, and this says that this statement, this Maya says something about that comes before this statement is about to come up, and this is what it is: eating this. You have to eat the salad, so you have to eat the salad before you eat the dessert. So, デザートを食べる前にサラダを食べなければいけません。And oh, you could wonder why this just uses ni, why the other one used ni wa, because the other one was before boarding the plane, and then they had ni wa, and this. Because hmm.
走らないで学校の中では歩かなければいけません。 走らないで学校の中では歩かなければいけません。
Hashiranai. If I remember correctly, that was some conjugation of running, but I'm trying to remember which conjugation. Oh, that's the present indicative plain negative of running. We're used to, let's see, the polite positive, which is hashirimasu. So instead of, so they're using just the negative to say don't run. Hashiranai. And you notice that it's someone older saying it to someone younger, so that's probably also another reason why they're just using the plain instead of the polite. Hashiranai de Gakko no naka de wa I saw some article de wa I wanted to read when I was looking this up. Nito de wa. It's not this article, okay. Niwa and dewa. De and ni are used to indicate location where some action takes place. When Japan has only wa and Japan is just a subject. Okay, let's see. Nihon wa Nihon wa chisai kuni desu. Japan is a small country. Nihon wa chisai kuni desu. But when you want to say some particular action is taking place in Japan, you use dewa. Nihon dewa wa Nihon dewa hashi o tsukaimasu. In Japan, I use chopsticks. In this case, you can't say wa because the sentence will follow as Japan uses chopsticks, or Nihon wa hashiro. Okay, yeah. Hashiro tsukaimasu. Interestingly, the combination of de and wa and ni and wa implicate only in Japan and not other countries. Let's compare the sentences. Nihon de kuruma ni norimasu. I drive a car in Japan. Nihon de wa kuruma ni norimasu. I drive a car in Japan, but it implies I don't drive a car when I'm in other countries. So dewa is implying doing something specifically in that location that you're talking about. Well, that in front of the dewa. The second sentence does not clearly say I don't drive when I'm in other countries, but people hear this think so. That's right, because in the other thing we were reading, we were talking about how wa is used for comparison. So, yeah, and de is used to talk about things that happen at a location. So, you're saying you do something at a country with dewa, and that's in contrast to other places. So wa by itself just marks the topic, but when you use it with something else, it says you do this and specifically there. So niwa and dewa are sort of used interchange the same way ni and de are, whether you need a de to mark a location or a ni to mark a time. At least that's the way it's sounding. Okay, now I need to explain the difference between dewa and niwa. The particle de is used to indicate location of action. On the other hand, the particle ni is much more complicated, but is often used to indicate directions. So, nihon de wa mina nihongo. Nihon de wa mina nihongo o hanashimasu. In Japan, everybody speaks Japanese. Sounds like it's not the case for other countries. That's right, because we would have just said Nihon de instead of Nihon dewa if we wanted to just say it without contrasting. Versus Nihon niwa ikimasen. I don't go to Japan. Sounds like he or she is going to a different place. I can't explain why, but it's also good to remember that the verbs for exist, iru and aru, takes the particle ni. Nihon ni wa. Let's see. Ryon. Oh. Ryon. Gaimasen. There isn't any lines in Japan's. Ryon. Nihon. Yeah, there isn't any lines in Japan's, but it implies there are in other countries. So, Nihon ni wa Ryan ga imasen versus. See? Nihon ni wa oki na symbol for mountain. How do you say mountain again? Mountain. Yama, that's what it was, Yama. Nihon ni wa okina yama ga arimasen. There isn't any big mountains in Japan, but it implies, because it's Niwa, that there are big mountains in other countries. So I hope this helps. Okay. Oh, that's a really nice post. Okay. So it's basically dewa and niwa are used like ni and de, but it has a comparison background to it. So in this case, hashira de gakko no naka de wa hashira de gakko no naka de wa aru kana kereba ikemasen. So it's dewa because we're talking about the action of you don't have the choice of walking. You must walk inside the school, but it's dewa instead of de because they're contrasting as opposed to other places where you do have the choice to do something besides walking. So, 走らないで学校の中では歩かなければいけません。学校中歩かなければいけません。走らないで。
今ここにいます。ホテルはあそこにあります。
That is some really good explanations of Niwa and Dewa. I've looked several times and I did not find an explanation that good.
今ここにいます。ホテルはあそこにあります。
今ここにいます。ホテルはあそこにあります。私はここにいます。私
はここにいます。
私の携帯電話はあそこにあります。私、携帯電話
私の携帯電話はあそこにあります。
私の携帯電話はあそこにあります。女の人はここにいます。女
の人はここにいます。
私の携帯電話は、彼女のメガネはあそこにあります。彼女
のメガネはあそこにあります。
ここで左に曲がってはいけません。右に曲がらなければいけません。ここで左に曲がってはいけません。右に曲がらなければいけません。ここで左に曲がってはいけません。右に曲がらなければいけません。ここで左に曲がってはいけません。右に曲がらなければいけません。ここで左に曲がってはいけません。右に曲がらなければいけません。ここで左に曲がってはいけません。右に曲がらなければいけません。ここで左に曲がってはいけません。右に曲がらなければいけません。
曲がれなけ。
ここで左に曲がってはいけません。右に曲がらなければいけません。ここで左に曲がってはいけません。右に曲がらなければいけません。
曲がれなけ。右に曲がらなければ。
ここで左に曲がってはいけません。右に曲がらなければいけません。
右に曲がらな、右に曲がらなければいけません。
ここで左に曲がってはいけません。右に曲がらなければいけません。
ここで左に曲がってはいけません。右に曲がらなければいけません。右、曲がって、左、曲がらなければ。
ここでまっすぐ行ってはいけません。曲がらなければいけません。ここでまっすぐ行ってはいけません。曲がらなければいけません。ここでまっすぐ行ってはいけません。曲がらなければいけません。ここでまっすぐ行ってはいけません。曲がらなければいけません。
ここでまっすぐ行ってはいけません。曲がらなければいけません。行って、 曲がらなければ、
ここで食べてはいけません。外に行かなければいけません。
ここで食べてはいけません。外に行かなければいけません。食べて、外、行かなければ、
ここで電話で話してはいけません。外に行かなければいけません。ここで電話で話してはいけません。外に行かなければいけません。ここで電話で話してはいけません。外に行かなければいけません。ここで電話で話してはいけません。外に行かなければいけません。ここで電話で話してはいけません。外に行かなければいけません。ここで電話で話してはいけません。外に行かなければいけません。ここで電話で話してはいけません。外に行かなければいけません。ここで電話で話してはいけません。外に行かなければいけません。ここで電話で話してはいけません。外に行かなければいけません。
ここで電話、電話、ここで電話、That's right. So we're talking about this location. So all this going on at this location. So we're referenced by de. Then this is the more inner sentence. Denwa, hashite. And so they were talking about speaking on the phone, and they want to contrast it. So they, instead of using de, they're using dewa. And they're saying you're not capable of speaking on the phone here, and that's in contrast to elsewhere. And you have to go outside. But it's dead in both these locations, because we're talking about an action at this location, aka here, and an... Well, let's see. Denwa... Let's see. If I said just Denwa de hanashite... Oh, that's right. The other use for de... The method for which you do something, if I remember correctly? Yeah, that's right. De's used for the method for which you do something. So what are we doing? We're speaking, and we're using the cell phone to do it. So that's why it's de right there. So, ここで電話では話してはいけません。外に行かなければいけません。外行かなければ行かなければ行かなければ行かなければ電話話して
この人はジョンです。
この人はジョンです。人。この人は、OK。これは、オラオラ、OK。これはジョンの車です。車。
これはジョンの車です。
これはジョンの車。OK。これはスミス。この人はローラです。人。
この人はローラです。
これは、No。これはローラの家です。家。
これはローラの家です。この人はスミスさんです。
この人はスミスさんです。人。これはスミスさんの今です。今。
これはスミスさんの今です。
もしもし。
ローラさんをお願いします。
はい、ここにいます。
もしもし。ローラさんのお願いします。お願いします。はい、ここにいます。
もしもし、
もしもし。
もしもし。
I heard that introduction of Moshi Moshi. There was someone made a video trying to talk about where it came from. And the most likely place they found was that some company in Japan started using it as a telephone greeting and it just caught on. Like they basically instructed their employees to all use Moshi Moshi as a telephone greeting. It has a lore explanation of Tanukis, which is like which has mythology of like being able to transform into things. Uh, can't say mushi mushi, so you know you're speaking to the actual person you're speaking with, because Tanuki can't be pretending to be them, which is the lore reason behind mushi mushi. That's what I remember from that video. I assume they did their research and they got that correct. There's some third reason though. I forgot what it was. Tanukis are also referred to as raccoon dogs if you're not sure what animal that is. So, もしもし、すみませんが、今はここにいません。すみませんが、今はここにいません。Oh, もしもし。
もしもし。
ジョンさんをお願いします。お願いします。
ジョンさんをお願いします。
すみませんが、that's basically excuse me. And that's being used like a pause word. が、すみませんが、今はここにいません。Now, here does not exist, so he does not exist here, aka he's not here. Right, he's not here right now. すみませんが、今はここにいます。すみませんが、今はここにいません。今。
すみませんが、今はここにいません。
サラダを持ってきました。デザート、OK。何を持ってきました？何持って
何を持ってきましたか？
Oh, 何を持ってきましたか？デザートを持ってきました。持って。
デザートを持ってきました。何を持ってきましたか？
何を持ってきましたか？何持って。サラダを持ってきました。持って。
サラダを持ってきました。
私はこのワンピースが欲しいです。私はこのジーンズが欲しいです。
私はこのワンピースが欲しいです。私、欲しい。私はこのジーンズが欲しいです。私。
私はこのジーンズが欲しいです。
That's right. Kono, she's near it. And then jeans, of course, so.
私はあのシャツが欲しいです。
私はあのシャツが欲しいです。私。
私はあの靴が欲しいです。
私はあの靴が欲しいです。私。
これらのワンピースは高いです。
これら、OK、これらのワンピースは高いです。高い。 あの腕時計は新しいです。腕時計、新しい。あれらの車。あれらの車、OK。あれらのワンピースは安いです。安い。
あれらのワンピースは安いです。
あれらのワンピース、OK。これら、OK。これらの車、OK。この腕時計は古いです。腕時計、古い。
この腕時計は古いです。
あの腕時計は新しいです。
これら、OK。これらの車は白いです。車、白い。
これらの車は白いです。
Then, あれら、OK。あれらのワンピース。あれらの車は赤いです。車、赤い。
あれらの車は赤いです。
車はここにあります。ボールはあそこにあります。車、
車はここにあります。ボールはあそこにあります。
このボールは黄色、OK。車はここ。ボールはここにあります。車はあそこにあります。車、
ボールはここにあります。車はあそこにあります。
ボールはここにあります。このボールは黄色です。このボールは赤いです。あのボールは黄色です。赤い、黄色。Remember, this is a symbol for color. And this is used with this symbol to make the symbols for yellow.
このボールは赤いです。あのボールは黄色です。
このボールは 赤いの。このボールは、このボールは黄色です。あのボールは赤いです。黄色、赤い。
このボールは黄色です。あのボールは赤いです。
ペンはありますか？
私のメガネはどこですか？
ペンはここにあります。
ペンはありますか？私のメガネはどこですか？私。ペンはここにあります。
メガネはここにあります。
メガネはここにあります。
あなたの靴です。
あなたの靴です。
あなたのコートです。
あなたのコートです。
スープです。
スープです。
もしもし。
もしもし。もしもし、ローラさんをお願いします。お願いします。
もしもし、ローラさんをお願いします。
私です。
私です。はい。元気です。はい、元気です。No. ローラさん、こんにちは。That's only G, but this is A, so. Jin. Jin des. Oh, yes, it's Jin des.
ローラさん、こんにちは。ジェンです。
Yes, Jin des. ローラさん、こんにちは、ジェンです。
ローラさん、こんにちは。ジェンです。
お元気ですか？
お元気ですか？お元気。はい、元気です。元気。
はい、元気です。木曜日に私の誕生日パーティーに来ませんか？はい、サラダを持ってきてください。
何か持って行ってもいいですか？
木曜日に私の誕生日パーティーに来ませんか？木曜日に私の誕生日パーティーに来ませんか？木曜日に私の誕生日パーティーに来ませんか？
木曜日に私の誕生日パーティー ni kimasen ka? I always found it strange to ask like that. Kimasen. You say kimasen, and these things like translate kimasen to he's not coming, she's not coming. Since there's no noun, it has to just guess a noun. But when you add a ka to it, why don't you come in? Or why don't you come? So, kimasen, don't come. Why don't come? I guess that sort of makes sense. Mokuyobi ni watashi no tanjoubi party ni kimasen ka? Kimasen ka? Tanjoubi. Mokuyobi. Watashi. See, 何か持っていてもういいですか？何か持っていて See, 何か something 持って have and then いて to go. So aka bring in something. And then it's good as well. Is it good as well? If I bring something? So 何か持っていてもういいですか？持っていて何？
何か持ってい
Oh, that's right.
てもいい
She
で
has
す
to
か？
answer the question first before she can say that, so.
はい、ありがとうございます。
And then after that question would be, Hi, サラダを持ってきてください。はい、サラダを持ってきてください。はい、ありがとうございます。
8時にここに来ることができますか？ 8時にここに来ることができますか？ 8時にここに来ることができますか？
来る, that's right, that's based off of, I still root for come.
8時にここに来ることができますか？
Remember, that's the polite, not polite, but the plain, present. What was that conjugation? They said, kudu. Right? Yes, kudu. Yes, that's the present indicative plain, kudu. And if you remember when we were talking about the concept of something and using with koto, we always talk about it using the present plain and indicative. At least that's the examples I've seen so far. So,
8時にここに来ることができますか？
dekimasu. That's present plain indicative, or no, present polite indicative of is something possible. So they're asking if that concept they say up here is possible. So
8時にここに来ることができますか ?8 時にここに来ることができますか
8時にここに来ることができますか ?8 時来るはい、8時にはい、8時にそこに行くことができます。ありがとうございます。8時行く。
はい。8時にそこに行くことができます。ありがとうございます。
どういたしまして。じゃあまた。
どういたしまして。じゃあまた。
じゃあまた。
じゃあまた。
Are there any questions? If there's no questions, then thank you for coming. 皆さんお気をつけて。Goodbye, everyone.